Hey, what's going on, everyone? Jonathan Davis here with Davis Autosports. This is a pre-listing to a 95 Toyota 4Runner. It just came out of our body shop and is over into our reconditioning area where we're getting ready to start the wet sanding process. So it was a complete repaint here at Davis Autosports. It's a 95. It's a 2-owner vehicle, flawless history. If you're familiar with these 4Runners, you're well aware that one of the weak points is the factory paint. They have a tendency to fade. Every single panel on this 4Runner is 100% original panel that it left the factory with. Door panels are off. That's part of our paint process to wrap all the way around. But it literally just got out of the body shop, so we're starting the wet sanding process, as I mentioned earlier, which is going to flatten the clear coat to give it a literally better than factory showroom shine. Gives it a lot of depth to the clear coat. So that is literally just getting started. I kicked my guy out to do the video real quick. So complete repaint top to bottom. We did a ton of servicing to the 4Runner as well. Timing belt, water pump, tensioner, idler pulley, valve covers, manifold gaskets, spark plugs, all new seals, new radiator. The brakes were fully serviced. AC system was serviced. A lot of suspension and steering stuff such as tie rod bars, tie rod ends. So fully serviced. We were up in the air whether we are going to lift it or not. So during the pre-listing, it's up to you guys as the buyer whether you want it stock or you want us to lift it. All the belt moldings came off for paint, the door handles, the mirrors, the window seal. The window was just installed, so the seal's getting ready to go back on, but we don't do that until we wet sand it. That way we're able to sand the pillars, the roof line, then the seal goes back in for a nice, perfect finish. Rockers and everything on this guy. This was one of the most rust-free Jeeps, 4Runners that we have come across. Bottom of the doors are flawless. So we did a full interior job as well. All new custom DAS leather seats, all done here in-house. Part of the process, obviously we take off the factory material, we reskin them. These are not slip-on covers. The process includes us rebuilding these bolsters. So when you actually sit in a typical 95 4Runner, you don't get this form of these bolsters. So we rebuild them, install the new leather skins that we do here in-house, for literally, in my opinion, a better than new finish. These slight little wrinkles over time will go out, and then we'll steam them and heat them, and it'll tighten up the leather. But we don't do that immediately, because over time they'll naturally do that as the truck is here for the next few weeks or even months. We do that at the very end. It will literally shrink and become very tight and very clean. Another thing we did is we took the same leather here, and we took the dash out, and we redid the entire dash in a nice leather to match. These dashes are notorious for getting hairline cracks and all sorts of issues. So what we actually did before just wrapping it is we actually lined it with a dash foam pad that's very hard. So it has a great contour. So when you push on it, it's not a soft pad. So it just, a lot of work. The whole dash comes out, and that's why all this is currently like this, is it's all getting reassembled here in our reconditioning department. Refinish the steering wheel. Everything's going to be in beautiful condition. We'll do a some buyers want it, some buyers don't like the way it looks, so we'll actually leave it open to the end buyer. Some of you guys like a factory style retro, traditional time correct head unit, and some want a modern system with Apple Play and a screen and a backup camera. So we don't want to put one in and you want another. So we're going to go ahead and leave that up to you guys on what you want to do. The rest of the interior is absolutely spotless. It has a beautiful original headliner with the great choice of material that they used, and there was no reason to redo it. It's not coming down anywhere. It's in great condition. All the pillar pieces and stuff, anything that needed to get attended to by our upholstery department was. carpets are original, but they were in amazing condition, so we left those there and just steamed them when all the seats and everything were out. Anything that needed to get done to the door panels was also done. We did back pockets in the seats. This is a better idea of what the front seats will look like once they're steamed. We also formed the back seats as well. If there's any worn out foam, we rebuild those. So when you sit in these seats, you look how full they are compared to a traditional 95. Very, very firm but soft and full. Let's see, we're starting off with a 1500 grit, which is going to really block and flatten out the clear. Then we'll move to a 2000 and move to a 3000. And then once it's buffed and polished and compounded, it's going to look beautiful. Belt moldings are off as part of the repaint. 4Runner will come with brand new WeatherTech floor liners, tan in color. So they're going to cover all the carpets. As you notice, all the plastic bezels and handles all in great condition. Once again, so if you look at a standard 95 4Runner, so if you see my hand, how it curves up right here and goes back down, most of these are flat from years of getting in and out. So when you look at most of the seats, that's where you'll notice and feel the difference, especially on this back side. I mean, you can't even see my hand. So nice contour on the bolster, nice and deep. I mean, this thing came out beautiful. We still have a good amount of work to do, but as you see, and I'll tell you, once we're done with the paint correction, although the paint has a great shine, the depth of it's going to look absolutely incredible. So you have a couple, we also have all the factory bumpers or replacement bumpers. That's what we're planning on putting on. But if you have the opportunity to buy this now and you want an ARB bumper or another manufacturer bumper, you can sort of build this 4Runner the way you want it at this point. If it doesn't sell, we're at pretty much the end of May. If it doesn't sell, then we're going to continue to build it the way we choose to build it, which is just going to be factory bumpers, factory grills, very clean. It already has a good stance overall, so we may just put some 31, 32s on it. These wheels are desired by some people and not desired by other people, but they do look good. They fit the overall stance of the 4Runner, so we'll decide on the wheels. But if you want wheels, tires, bumpers, winches, let us know. Now is the time to do all that. New radiator, as I touched on earlier. All engine runs flawlessly, transmission runs flawlessly. That's just water from literally just washing it off. That's just all stuff dripping down. So there you guys have it. If you have any questions, 855-955-3377. He hasn't done too much, but you can see how it's starting to flatten out right there. You can see right here where he hasn't finished sanding, where you see some dull and some flat areas right there, or excuse me, you see the shine on the clear coat and you see the flat areas that are dull from sanding. So that clear coat isn't perfectly flat, but right there, it's perfectly flat, and he'll continue to do literally every square inch of this entire vehicle with a 1500 grit to block it all down. And then from there, to get that dullness out with the 1500, we go 2000 over the whole car, and then 2500 or 3000 over the whole car, and then multiple steps of compounds, buffs, polishing with different tools, different from DAs to orbiters to buffers to you name it. So very tedious. 2 guys will be on this just doing the wet sanding for the next 5 days, and the end result's going to speak for itself. So a lot of time goes into our fit and finish and how this thing's going to look. So now's the time to build it the way you guys want it. 855-955-3377. Thank you.